So how have I found myself here, short jibing down a riverbank in Essex? Well, it all goes back to the Endeavour, the boat that almost won the America's Cup with Tommy Sopwith and his amateur crew. In its honour, the best amateur sailors from all over the UK, national champions in their own classes, are invited to come take part in this prestigious event hosted by the Royal Corinthian Yacht Club. And, well, as a national champion, I got my invite, I turned up, and I battled along the shores of the Crouch with the rest of them. So this is the story of the event.
And I'm hoping, if the wind gods do what they say they're going to do, is that we will be just at the end of the moorings.
We're at the Endeavour, and not much wind, so I thought I'd grab George Elliott representing the RS 600, that's correct, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your championships that you won to get here. How did that go?
So we had our nationals about 4 weeks ago at Brixham. It was a fantastic event, especially because obviously you're successful in winning it. So yeah, we had a bit of a quick turnaround to organise a boat for this, and it's certainly my first time and Elliot's first time at the event, so really looking forward to it.
Well, so what are your expectations for today? Apart from being no wind at the moment, what do you think the racing is going to be like? What's going to be important today?
I mean, it's definitely going to be tough, looking at the names on the sheet, so expectations, just keep ourselves clean and try and enjoy it. We've got to leave the ego at the door and not expect too much from ourselves at the first go.
Okay, here I am with Stu Biffle. Tell us a bit about yourself. People probably know who you are, maybe, but I'd like to know how you got an invite to this event.
Yeah, well, I think this year I got an invite from being an Olympian. Yeah, for those that don't know, I went to the Olympics, I got a gold medal, but actually I like to think my Merlin Rocket Nationals win, which was the important event of the year, got me here, but actually a mate of mine, Christian Birrell, he's like, mate, take the Olympic spot and then I can come.
So if Christian wins, he owes it all to you?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Nice. So, did you get down for practice day yesterday, or?
No, we were a little bit late for practice day, long story, won't go into that. No, but we did get out in the afternoon, not much wind, but yeah, it's good to get the boats in good working order, and actually I'm sailing with a new person, so got a few manoeuvres going, taxing jibes and stuff, so it's good.
You did a bit of 200 sailing before though, haven't you? So you're not completely green to it, but a few years ago.
I'm not completely green, no, I did the Nationals, yeah, a good few years ago now, and I've also done a few open meetings back in the day, which went terribly for me, so yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a 200 guru, that's for sure.
You came fourth, you did 2011, you came fourth.
Was it 2011? Oh, good.
I know, because I came third, so
there we go.
I won't forget that I beat an Olympian once, so
there you go.
Yeah, it's right up there at the top of my CV, even if you can't remember it. So who were you tipping? You got out for the practice day yesterday, so you might have seen a few of the boats. Who do you think's going to...
Yeah, I didn't actually see too many yesterday, but to be honest, the forecast looks quite light. I would imagine some of the lighter teams, especially Luke Patience, he's going to be on the money probably.
Some of the kids maybe, like Millie Irish and the Fever.
Absolutely, yeah, I think so. They could go really well. It'd be a great opportunity for them, for sure. They're going to be nice and quick out there. And yeah, you got your Aaron Holmans, who came second at 200 Nationals, obviously knows the boats very well, and got the best crew in the world in there, so I'm sure they'll be hard to beat, but yeah, it's going to be good fun out there.
Well, good luck for the racing, and yeah, I'll see you out there.
Yeah, cheers.
Ben, you're representing the Blaze class, so tell us a little bit about the championships that you won to earn your invite to the Endeavour.
Yeah, so it was at the Blaze National Championships this year. It was actually the biggest event the Blaze Flicks ever had. I think we had 75 entries, which is pretty great. It was in Paynton. Kind of mixture of conditions. We had a couple of days of sort of 10 to 12 knots, but it was up and down a bit. Really quite gusty and shifty because it was coming off the shore. And then one day got cancelled because there was no wind at all. But the racing was awesome. When you got 75 boats on the start line, it's pretty epic. So we had some close racing. Eden, who's crewing with me, is also a Blaze sailor. So we're a little bit on the heavy side for this weekend, especially with not much wind. But it's good to keep it in the class, I think. And we did the Endeavour previously when he won. So thought it was only fair that I invite him back because he invited me last time. So
Yeah, so you can't see, but in a few of the clips it's absolutely flat calm at the moment, so we're expecting some kind of light wind, tacking up the bank sort of day. How do you think it's going to play out?
I mean, so I'm local here, this is sort of my sailing club, so it could be interesting. We might get a sea breeze fill in, and if we do, it'll be probably quite nice, probably around 10 knots. And it's definitely going to be all about short tacking up the shore today. It's going to be an interesting one. I think whoever's got the best tacking technique and jibing techniques downwind is probably going to do pretty well. So few people here, I don't think have sailed at 200 or have sailed with the person that is crewing with them. So it could be interesting to see how everyone goes. I think the lighter kids, especially the fever sailors and the oppie sailors, are going to be lightning quick today, and the light winds. And obviously, you got Luke Patience. He's going to be pretty good, and Stu Biffle as well. So
you said in the practice day yesterday you thought Nick was
going really well. Yeah, he was to first or second to the wind mark pretty much every time. So he's going to be one to watch.
Which is impressive because he's not a small bloke, is he?
He's not, no.
Not huge boats at 200s. I think he's 90 kilos. So he's even with a tiny crew, he's got a bit on.
He was sitting pretty far forward, to be fair, to keep the transom out. But no, it was good training yesterday. Once the breeze filled in a little bit, it was nice. We had a nice bit of jibing practice, me and Need, and everyone seemed to come back in, but we stayed out for a bit longer just to get it honed a bit more, and that was quite nice.
Perfect. Well, good luck for today, and I'll catch up with you a bit later on. See how you fared.
Cheers, mate. Good luck. Cheers.
Cheers.
Might get into some. Hard to tell, but that might be a seal dead on the bow, off just the starboard side near that. So it could be a bird as well.
Did I tell you I was swimming with a seal the other week?
Got a very light westerly breeze just filling in. I think it's forecast to go around to the north, so I think we should get some racing in today. Yesterday, raced off to do incredibly well, actually, to get 4 races in right on the minimum strength, probably about 5 knots. Last race particularly died off at the end of the day, and with the tide rushing out, it was quite a challenge actually just to get behind the line. The racing itself, for me and Guy, not a great day. We had 3 relatively consistent results, and then it all went down the pan the last one where we were nearly last. But yeah, tricky racing. It was first 2 races, tide coming in, wind down the channel, so a race to get into the left hand side of the course, a long starboard tack, and then tacking up the bank and into the windward. Third race of the day, tide just started to change, but the left hand side and the bank still paid where it had changed and was going out a little bit sooner. But then by the end of that race, the tide was flooding, going out, ebbing out over the whole of the course. We did well. Ben Palmer is leading overall, 3 seconds and 11th. But there's some boats who've got OCSs as well who look like they could come into the mix once there's a big drop. So Luke Patience had 2 first, a second, and his first race, where I think he was first on the water with that one as well, was OCS. So as soon as he drops that, he'll be looking really strong as well. So going to be an interesting day on the water. I'm looking forward to there being a bit more breeze. I'm not sure if that's going to be true or not, but yeah, fingers crossed. Right, got with me Ben Palmer leading the Endeavour after day 1. So Ben, you're representing the Thames A-rated class, which some people may not be familiar with. So first of all, tell us a little bit about the A-rater and the championships you won to get the invite here.
So Thames Orator is quite an old class, one of the oldest dinghy classes. They're basically 30-foot wooden dinghies, 3-person, with a 40-foot mast and a lot of sail area, and they raced on the River Thames. It's in the name. And they're really good fun because you're in such a confined river, much smaller than this one. You're always on a boat-on-boat situation, and it is really actually quite intense.
But you're no stranger to the 200, are you? Ex-national champion in the 200, so that's probably helped a little bit, do you think?
Yes, yeah, quite a lot. It was still 4 years ago. I was a bit nervous about, am I going to remember which strings to pull, how to sail it, but it kind of came back in the end.
Okay, so you're leading after day one, 3 second places and an 11th when you were held out to the left-hand side, of course, by someone. But what was the key to success yesterday? Tricky day on the water, but you managed to find some
I
good
think
ingredients.
We just thought, right, it doesn't really matter where you start, especially punching tide, just as long as you get off front row and get pace. So our priority was just getting off the line in a nice clear spot and being able to punch forward with good speed, and then once you've done that, then work the bank.
What are you expecting from today? It's very light at the moment, but maybe a bit more breeze forecast?
Forecast today looks a bit nicer, but it maybe be a bit cross tide, so that'd be a bit different, and see where it brings.
Well, good luck for today. I hope you can bring it home. First A-rater Endeavour champion ever, potentially. Sure. So
we'll see.
Pressure's on. Let's see. Endeavour winner, Luke Patience, Olympian, Endeavour champion. How are the rankings between the two?
Yeah, no, it's great. Well, yeah, it's great. Well, I'm Endeavour champion with my crew, Mary Henderson here behind me. We've done it together. There she is. She's doing crewing's a glamorous job. But yeah, no, we had a great weekend. It was a pleasure to sail with her again. We did the event 2 years ago before COVID and finished third, which was a bit of a sting. So felt a bit like redemption, didn't it, Mary? Yeah. Come back and do it again. So
you're a bit of a regular actually at Endeavour, aren't you? You try and get to them quite often, despite, isn't it a bit of a busman's holiday being a Olympian and then coming back?
Well, I suppose it is, but actually, me and Stuart and Christian Burrell, we always try and do a load of these events together, and trying to keep a lot of fun in the sport, you know. So it is a busman's holiday, but we love it. We just love it, yeah.
And this weekend's racing, you were amazingly consistent, apart from an OCS, which robbed you of first, but otherwise, bullets in a third, was it?
Yeah, all bullets in a third.
Okay. So
we won the race we were over in. Yeah. Probably why we won. Cheating.
But what was the key to success then? How did you?
We started really well. I mean, I know we got one BFD, but we were pushing the line all weekend because it was a very one-sided racetrack. A lot. You had to get to the shore. You had to be out the tide or in the tide, depending on what it was. And so we put a lot of emphasis on the starts, and we had a great forecast. Mary and I are not the biggest human beings in the world, and so we wanted to capitalise on being small and fast when it's light. And so I think we were fast, and we just started well, and we managed to get a few lucky breaks.
And finally, what does the future hold for Luke Patience? Will we see more on amateur circuits, doing amateur sailing? You got professional plans?
A bit of both. Aye. It's I love this. It's really nice to come back to Burnham. The people are great and very welcoming. I love racing all my old friends. I mean, the amount of old friends I've got in this fleet, this event, but we go back, we were racing 420s and Oppies together from 12 years old. That's 2 decades ago. A few grey hairs in there. I don't have the camera picking them up, but it's been a long time in the saddle in this sport. So it's wonderful to come back and race some old friends.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome racing this weekend. Supremely consistent with the bullets. So, smashed it. Well done.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Cheers.